Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome to something new. This is Explaining the Ninjago Lore Complete Timeline by Tom Critic. So this was a suggestion I got on my Discord server from Smoke Martian. Now, and that's a name I haven't heard in a while, at least meaningfully, at least. Like, because I remember, like, oh god, when did the original Ninjago cartoon come out? Because I remember watching that in... Was that in high school or elementary school? I forget. Yeah, so 2011, that was in high school. And I mean, granted, when it comes to shows, I was never that diligent, in actually keeping up with them, unfortunately. It was one of my quirks when I was younger. But just like, whenever I did see it, I always did enjoy watching it. And then later on, there was the movie that came out, which, that was really weird. And from what I understand, kind of like a reboot of the original series. At least I think. It was just so weird. Funnily enough, like I've always been a big fan of Lego. I have a huge tub of the stuff in the basement. Like I've been a huge fan of like Lego my entire life. But Ninjago I never really got into. Like the spinning toys I never really got into because I actually like building them instead. And I never got any of the actual big play sets because I mean, I'd always ask for something from, like, the city line with a train in it or something, and inevitably never actually get it. Curse you, Lego, for being so expensive. But honestly, like, thinking back, like, the knowledge I have of the actual lore of the original show is very spotty, because, again, I never watched the show in, a continuous fashion. I was very much like, I caught one episode here, and then, oh, I caught another episode here, oh, I caught another episode here, and just continued on until, the show ended, and I just ended up watching reruns. So, I mean, thinking back to all the time I did enjoy watching it when I was younger, and, like, actually, thinking about, finding out more about the lore, like, that sounds really fun. So, I mean, we should probably get this thing started. So, yeah, of course, as always, original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video, link to my Let's Play of the day. And if you like this video or any other video that I make, I'd very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribe to my channel, because my main goal for this year is to hopefully hit 5,000 subscribers. And just recently, I passed 4,300 subscribers, so I'm just under 700 subscribers away from that goal. Because, I mean, you know how it works. Every YouTuber says this. The majority of people who watch my content aren't actually subscribed, and I'd very much like that to change. So, yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Oh, ho, ho, Harry, you stupid bitch. Oh, hello there. Sorry, I was catching up on some reading. My name's Arthur. What's that? You want me to read you a story?
Okay.
Okay, I'll see what I have. Oh, here's one. It's about a kid named Greg Heffley who goes to high school. You want me to talk about Ninjago? Doesn't Tom already do that enough? Fine, I'll see what I have.
Greg Heffley, where have I heard that name before? Oh, he's from, okay, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay, never mind.
Ah, here's one. This book contains the entire history of Ninjago. I'll read this one to you. Everyone knows the tale of the first Binjutsu master creating Ninjago before time had a name. But our story begins before that, in another realm called the First Realm, which was home to the Oni and the Dragons. Oni had the power to destroy, while the dragons had the power to create. The two species were locked in an eternal war. That was until a child was born of both Oni and Dragon. This caused even more fighting as...
Okay, I like how the child of a dragon and the Oni is a Lego minifigure. Like, they didn't even make the dragon or the Oni look like they were made of Lego themselves. It's just Lego minifigure, that's just it. Oh god, this is bringing me back. That's the one thing. Like, thinking back, I guess maybe the Lego movie spoiled me, where not only were you have the Lego minifigures, but literally everything was made of Lego. But, like, so many of these, like, Lego shows before were literally just, oh, normal world, and then all the characters are Lego. Just... Oh, god, those were good times.
The two species fought over who got the child. The child tried his best to stop the fighting, but to no avail. The child decided to abandon the realm, deeming it a lost cause. The child fled to another realm, covered in ocean, with a few islands, which had its own conflict going on. A giant sea serpent named Wojira controlled the forces of wind and water, which the child did not possess. The realm would have been destroyed if the child didn't team up with the residents of the realm, the Islanders and the Melopians, to take down Wojira. They failed to stop it until an elemental master of water named Niad combined with the sea and removed 2 jewels from Wojira's head. This sent the beast into an eternal sleep. The 2 amulets were separated between the Islanders and the Melopians, and the child was known as the first Spinjitzu master by the people of the land.
Okay, so this is where he made Spinjitzu before time had a name. Okay, but wait a second. Where did the Merlopians and the other people? I'm forgetting what their name is now. Where did they come from? What's their origin story? They're just in this world.
Because of a martial art he created. The first Spinjitzu master climbed to the golden peaks to create the Temple of Light and 4 golden weapons infused with 4 powers of his own: fire, earth, ice, and lightning. He would use these weapons to create a giant landmass and call it Ninjago, where he would live for the rest of his life. A few Oni had traveled from the first realm to watch over the first Spinjitzu master from the Oni temples they built across Ninjago. After a while, an ancient evil had risen up to power to oppose the first Spinjitzu master. This evil was known as the Overlord, who created an indestructible stone army. A massive war broke out between the first Spinjitzu master and the Overlord. In fear of losing his new home, the first Spinjitzu master separated Ninjago into 2 halves, one staying as Ninjago and the other becoming the Dark Island where the Overlord and his forces were banished to. The Realm Crystal was created by the first Spinjitzu master to allow easy travel between the 16 realms which had newly formed.
Okay, 16 realms just out of nowhere. Okay. Again, like, so far, like, there are bits of this that I'm listening to. It's like, oh, that actually sounds like actual mythology and stuff like that if you ignore, you know, the Lego people. And then there are other parts where it's, oh, there's just, poof, 16 realms now. Okay. So, I mean, like, wait a second. Actually, wait a second. I just thought I wrote something. When they say realms, do they mean, like, oh, other dimensions? Or do they mean just other countries? Because if they were other countries, then why would you need the jewel to travel between them? Huh, okay.
New species would start popping up around Ninjago, like humans and a race of snake people known as the Serpentine.
Okay, they just come out of nowhere?
Had 2 children, with researchers unable to reason how they came to be. These children were Wu, who inherited the elemental power of creation, and Garmadon, who got the elemental power of destruction.
Sorry for pausing again, but I just love that, where it's like, oh, he had 2 children, but we're not sure how. Like, I just love that. It's like, even the mythology is like, we're not sure. Because, like, in real mythology, I mean, like, granted, like, if you go to, like, Greek mythology, a lot of, like, the gods were born from other gods, which results in a lot of them being, like, incestuous, like, with each other. Because, like, oh, there was, like, the father, and then the daughter made, it's very complicated. But no, here it's just, we have no idea where they came from.
The first Spinjitzu master crafted the Green Ninja Prophecy, which stated a warrior dressed in green would finish the battle with the Overlord. The Dark Lord was planning his next move on the Dark Island, ultimately deciding to use one of the first Spinjitzu master's children as a vessel for his return.
Thinking about it, that is really odd now you think about it, when you just say that. Like, obviously when you have, like, these prophecies and stuff like that, they have to come from somewhere. But usually it's from, like, oh, they have a vision of the future, so they write the prophecy down or something like that. He just said, we're like, oh, a guy wearing green will finish the battle. But that's it. Like, he didn't have, like, a vision or anything like that. He just decided that one day.
He possessed a serpent to bite Garmadon's hand, injecting him with pure evil. The snake would later be known as the Great Devourer. The evil venom would take years to corrupt Garmadon. The first Spinjitzu master would train his sons in elemental properties and Spinjitzu, and later created forbidden Spinjitzu, which shall never be used by anyone.
Then why create it?
Wu would meet a serpentine girl named Asphira, and the two would become very close. Wu teaches her Spinjitzu, which she later uses to overthrow her king and become the ruler of her people. Wu, realizing his mistake, used the Scrolls of Forbidden Spinjitzu and help from Garmadon to stop Asphira's reign and lock her away. She swore vengeance on Wu. As the boys grew older, they would meet a woman named Misako.
Okay, so I'm guessing, you know, the reason, so again, you know, she overthrew the king, but I'm listening, when I heard that, I'm thinking it's like, but we didn't know what the king was. Like, was the king corrupt? Like, did she overthrow him to become a just ruler, and then the son of this, and then he just overreacted or something like that?
Several years later, the first Spinjitzu master would pass away in a tomb, holding the Realm Crystal. The location of this tomb was kept secret, with the only hint to its location being on Wu's staff, which he wouldn't even know about. Wu and Garmadon were
really?
appointed
Okay.
the protectors of Ninjago and the Golden Weapons. Stricken by grief, Garmadon would go down his own path, leaving Wu by himself at the monastery. Elsewhere in Ninjago, a pirate named Captain Soto and his crew would set out on a journey to find the Dark Island, but came into conflict with another pirate crew and its leader, a djinn named Nauticon from another realm. After several battles, Captain Soto would seal Nauticon away in a teapot and banish his crew to different realms. He continued his search for the island until him and his crew were killed when their ship, the Destiny's Bounty, wrecked at sea. A new martial art was created by Sensei Yang called Air Jitsu. Yang tried to achieve immortality using the Ying Blade, but cursed himself and his students by turning them into ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost immortality. I mean, you're still around, but I mean, isn't that? Oh god, that's just that really does suck when you think about it. It's like, I'm going to become immortal. You still die, and then you're stuck there. Like, you can't even pass on afterwards. It's like, ugh.
A new kingdom high in the mountains was found called Shintaro. Elsewhere, a gifted engineer named Dr. Julian built a mechanical boy who he would raise as his own son. Garmadon would find himself training with Master Chen and another student named Klaus, while Wu stayed at the monastery to train his own students. One of these students being Morrow, a descendant of an elemental master of wind. Wu trained Morrow to hopefully complete the Green Ninja Prophecy. Morrow was deemed unworthy by the Golden Weapons, causing him to become angry. He would make poor choices to prove Destiny wrong, and after a falling out with Wu, Morrow would leave the monastery.
I'm going to prove Destiny wrong, continues to prove Destiny right.
He then spent several years trying to find the first Spinjitzu Master's tomb to prove himself. Misaku and Wu start to grow...
Before he still looked normal. I love the fact that that picture was just like, he already has an evil aura around him and red glowing eyes. It's just like, hey, how you doing?
Closer, and he develops feelings for her. He wrote her a love letter, but Master Chen intercepted it and manipulated Garmadon to sign his own name on it, as he also had feelings for her. This is an act he would deeply regret. The Serpentine created their own prophecy. A figure known as the Golden Master would rise up and wipe out everyone across the land. This prophecy would start to crumble the truths that the humans and the Serpentine had. Master Chen created...
God, honestly, I mean, all of this, it just seems like, I mean, granted, I'd imagine, this is only like a half-hour long video about, so I imagine, he's kind of glossing over a few things just for the sake of brevity, but that just seems like people are just making prophecies left and right here. Like, there's no prerequisite for them. You just say something's gonna happen, and it will eventually happen if you give it enough respect.
Even more tension between the two groups, eventually leading them to hate each other. Garmadon would leave his master after seeing what he was doing. A war broke out with the Serpentine and the humans, with Wu and Garmadon leading the Elemental Alliance. This group was created with different elemental masters. The leader of the Serpentine Alliance was an Anachondri, a powerful breed of snake, which gave the Elemental Alliance a run for their money. Chen would manipulate the Elemental Alliance, causing some of the members to turn on their comrades. All seemed lost until sacred flutes were discovered to control the Serpentine, and they used these flutes to separate the Serpentine tribes in separate tombs.
Jeez, okay. I didn't remember that. Jeez, okay. They just Pied Pipered them.
The Anachondri leaders, however, were banished to the Cursed Realm, and Master Chen and Klaus were also banished to an island. After the war ended, Chen's manipulation led to Crux and Acronix, the twin elemental masters of time, staging a rebellion against the Elemental Alliance. The Elemental Masters of Fire and Water, Ray and Maya, forged 4 blades, with Wu and Garmadon absorbing the Time Twins' powers into them. They used the blades to send them into a time rift so they can never be found. The twins went into the rift themselves to escape punishment, presumably being lost to time.
I'm going to assume they are going to come back at some point.
However, Crux landed back in the same time period and went into hiding. One of the Time Blades also landed at the same time period, with Wu hiding it in a place called the Boiling Sea. Garmadon's letter would get to Misako, and they would start dating. They eventually got married and conceived a child together, with Wu not knowing of his brother's betrayal.
God, wait a second, I'm thinking about it. I think I remember that little guy. What was his name? Oh god, he was so funny. Ah!
The Elemental Alliance would start to settle down around Ninjago, having kids of their own and passing along their powers. Moro would pass away on his quest, with his spirit passing on to the Cursed Realm. A game designer known as Milton Dyer goes into hiding as rumors of his new game trapping people becomes known to the public. The new Elemental Master of Earth would battle a dragon named Griefbringer in Shintaro, using 2 swords which she later gave to the 2 species that lived there, the Geckles and the Munts. She would then return to Ninjago. The king of Shintaro, King Vangelis,
So who are you? What
send
the?
3 adventurers into the cave.
What is it? Is this still Ninjago? What is this? Also, I like completely generic cartoon, just yellow skin. Okay.
Below Shintaro to retrieve an ancient skull full of evil power. The adventurers get the skull, but after delivering it to the king, they are forcefully sent back into the cave where they would be lost. The king used the power of the skull to enslave the Geckles and the Munts. The Great Devourer's venom fully corrupted Garmadon, turning him completely evil. He tried to steal the golden weapons for himself, wanting to remake Ninjago himself, but Wu intervened. The 2 brothers fought using the golden weapons. Garmadon gained the upper hand, but before finishing Wu off, a protection defense spell on Wu's robe activates, striking Garmadon with a bolt of lightning. This caused Garmadon's body to disfigure, and he fell into Ninjago's underworld.
Oh, okay. That's why he's all black and skeletal.
A skeleton army approached Garmadon with their king ready to attack, but Garmadon took control of the skeletons and swore revenge on his brother.
Wait, so where did the other 2 arms come from? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Wu knew his brother would return, so he hid the 4 golden weapons across Ninjago, placing a dragon to protect each one. He drew a map and gave it to the Elemental Master of Fire at the time, Ray, for safekeeping. Ray and Maya would have children of their own and frequently chatted to a new friend, Dr. Saunders. This new friend turned out to be Crux in disguise.
Of course!
And his parents were taken by him, leaving their 2 children alone at the blacksmith.
They just don't notice, like, at all.
The Master of Lightning abandoned her son at a junkyard, where a couple would take him in and raise them as their own. The Master of Earth would fall ill and later pass away, leaving her husband and her son. The element.
Okay, well, why would the why? Okay, sorry, I was kind of held up on the. Why would she just abandon him at the junkyard? Like that's so mean and sad. Why?
Elemental Master of
what's
Ice
the reason?
found himself lost in a forest, but luckily he came across Dr. Julian and Zane. Knowing that his time was coming to an end, Ice gave his powers to Zane before disappearing. The next day, Wu would find Zane and Dr. Julian and realize what had happened. Eventually, Dr. Julian got old and passed away and turned off Zane's memory switch, resetting his memory. Samukai, following Garmadon's orders, revived Dr. Julian and kidnapped him to build vehicles for his skeleton army.
Oh god, okay. Again, okay, a bunch of this stuff I never saw when I originally watched the cartoon, but like, oh god, so I didn't know, so they brought back his dead father and forced him to invent all their vehicles and technology. Oh geez, that's horrible!
Julian refused, and instead was locked in a tower in the middle of the ocean. Misako would have her child, and realizing his potential to fulfill the Green Ninja prophecy, and Garmadon potentially being the Dark Lord, left the boy at a boarding school to search for another way for the prophecy to be fulfilled. Several years later, Wu realized he's too old to stand against Garmadon alone, so he sought out the new Elemental Masters of Earth, Fire, Ice, and Lightning. Wu found the Elemental Master of Earth, Cole, on the top of a mountain. The new Master of Lightning, Jay, was also quickly recruited, and he found Zane again at the bottom of a lake.
Again, maybe it's just, like, the Lego minifigures do not look right if they don't have the holes in the bottom of their feet. Like, I know they don't do that for, you know, obvious reasons, but still, it kind of hits that little uncanny valley vibe there. It's weird.
The 3 began their training, but there was one more person to find. Kai, the new Elemental Master of Fire. He worked at his parents' blacksmith with his sister Nia, and first refused to become a ninja, but after Nia's capture by the skeletons, he trained with Wu and joins the team. They find 3 of the golden weapons, but the skeletons take them to the underworld, with Garmadon forcing Kai to take the last weapon to free his sister. He does so, but Wu steps in to take the sword and travel to the underworld himself to keep the ninjas safe. The ninja head to the underworld themselves and are surrounded by skeletons.
It's always the T.
But they use the Tornado of Creation to fight them off. Samukai gets the sword from Wu and tries to betray Garmadon with the 4 weapons. He's unable to possess them all at once, so they cause him to implode. This creates a portal to the Realm of Madness, with Garmadon stepping through.
The Realm of Madness. Okay, where's the Realm of Madness? Because now that I'm thinking about it, is that where the where the dragons and Onis come from? I can't remember, honestly. This lore is, ironically enough, it's both simple and very complex, and it's kind of like it's clashing in my brain.
Garmadon's son, Lloyd, is kicked out of his boarding school and unleashes the Hypnobrai Serpentine tribe. They betray him and open the tombs to the other Serpentine, now being led by Pythor, the last Anachondri. Zane regains his memories. Wu travels to the Realm of Madness to find his brother, who now has 4 arms to hold all the golden weapons.
Okay, so he just gained the 4 arms. Okay. No explanation given. Okay, perfect, sure, right.
Garmadon helps the ninja rescue Lloyd, and they find out that he's the Green Ninja. The snakes collect 4 fang blades, which they use to unleash the Great Devourer.
Oh my god, you know what I just remembered? I haven't seen the Ninjago movie, but that's the one part of the Ninjago movie I remember from like trailers and stuff like that. It's like, you ruined my life, Dad. And it's like, no, I didn't, Lloyd. It's not Lloyd, it's Lloyd. No, it's Lloyd. I named you. Lloyd. 2 L's. So stupid. Honestly, it's one of those things like the Lego Batman movie. I regrettably haven't seen that one, but I want to. The Ninjago movie is on the other end of the spectrum there. And where like there were moments whenever I remember it, where I want to see it, and then I kind of think about it's like, they kind of cringeworthy a little bit.
Pythor is eaten by the Devourer, and the ninja are forced to trust Garmadon with the golden weapons to defeat it. A little girl and her family are caught up in the Devourer's attack, with her parents dying. She is later adopted into the royal family and grows up to idolize Garmadon and hate the ninja. This girl's name is Harumi. After Garmadon destroys the snake, he escapes with the weapons. Pythor is freed from the Devourer's stomach, with his scales getting bleached by the acid. This same acid starts to seep underground. Garmadon takes control of the snakes and takes the golden weapons to the Golden Peaks to combine them all together to forge the mega weapon. Lloyd is affected by an aging powder which forces him to age a few years. Garmadon travels back in time to stop the ninja from meeting each other, but the 4 ninja follow him and destroy the mega weapon, causing it to shoot into space, landing on a comet. Garmadon...
Okay. Again, like... What I said before about like about this lore being both really simple and both really complex at the same time, like so far, like you have like bits like this, and granted, I'm well aware that in the context when you're watching the show episode by episode, it doesn't feel this rushed. But like when it's condensed in a video like this, which so far I am liking, don't ignore my nagging and complaining here. But like when you're going over like plot points like this, it's like, oh, he has the weapons. He goes back in time. He tries to destroy them. The weapon gets destroyed and gets launched to a comet. It's like one of these things is not like the other.
Garmadon gets betrayed by the Serpentine and he washes onto the Dark Island. The Overlord unites with Garmadon and grants him access to the Stone Army. The Serpentine finds some Stone Warriors under Ninjago City, and the Devourer's venom awakens them. The Warriors lock the Serpentine underground and causes chaos throughout the city.
Oh god, wait a second. I think I remember seeing this episode. Because I explicitly remember that one scene. Like, I don't remember much of the rest of the episode, but I remember that one scene where he's trying to make it to the entrance and it gets closed right in front of him. Oh, God. Horrible.
The ninja set out to the Dark Island, finding Dr. Julian along the way. Garmadon builds a weapon using dark matter, which he uses to put Ninjago into darkness. The Overlord possesses Garmadon's body, completing his plan from centuries ago. But Lloyd becomes the ultimate Spinjitzu master and uses his golden powers to defeat him. This causes the darkness in Garmadon to disappear. After Ninjago was left in...
Are you done with your stupid reading yet? I need the space to lift some weights.
No, Cool Dan. Can you not interrupt?
Whatever. You got 10 minutes before that gun show rolls in.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Honestly, just smack.
Yes! I'm gonna go skate.
You go do that. Right, where was I? Ah, yes. After Ninjago was left in ruin, Cyrus Borg led the city to rebuild in a futuristic style. Borg Tower was built upon where the Overlord was defeated, and he also built a robot assistant called Pixel. Dr. Julian...
Why do I see that the fact that it was built over where he was defeated coming back in the near future?
passes away again due to old age.
Again!
The Serpentine built a society in the Stone Warrior Tomb, becoming more civilized and staying underground. Garmadon becomes a sensei, training his own set of students to fight without fighting, to make up for his evil doings. Borg Tower and the whole network become infected with a virus containing the Overlord.
What did I say? It's like I can see the future.
An army of robots is created to hunt down the ninja and take Lloyd's golden power. With the help from Pythor, he accomplishes his goals and begins the Golden Master Prophecy. The Overlord gets enough power to take a physical form, but Lloyd escapes and splits his power to the four ninja, leaving him unable to use his golden power. Nindroids are sent to the comet where the golden weapons landed to bring them back. They are successful and the weapons are forged into the golden armor, completing the prophecy. Zane sacrifices his life to defeat the Overlord again, but he's able to rebuild himself a new body. The ninja split up after Zane's death, but are brought back together to enter a fighting tournament with the promise of Zane being alive. This event was set up by Master Chen to bring all the elemental masters together to steal their powers. To complete
I swear, he keeps coming back like a bad toupee.
a spell which would turn him and his followers into Anachondri warriors. They are defeated by Garmadon, who is cast into the Cursed Realm, so the past Anachondri generals can come out and take the imposters to the Cursed Realm too. This opening allowed Morrow's ghost to flee into Ninjago, where he would possess Lloyd's body. Cole is turned into a ghost by Sensei Yang, and Nia becomes the next elemental master of water. The ghosts are defeated when Nia unlocks her true potential. Morrow soon passes away as he repairs his relationship with Master Wu.
Honestly, it's really funny how you can like, the ability to be an elemental master, like, it is kind of refreshing where it's not just, oh, you're destined to do this or whatever. It's just, oh, here, you are it now, and just give them the power and just leave.
And gives him the Realm Crystal. Klaus was able to escape the Cursed Realm's destruction and finds the teapot that was used by Captain Soto. He releases
I forgot about
and is
that.
trapped in the pot himself. Notakon acquires the Realm Crystal and uses it to find his crew and travel to his home realm, Jinjago, where he finds it in the middle of being destroyed.
Jinjago, okay.
His father gives him their family sword and uses it to trap each ninja in it, except Jay and Nia. He uses the power of the sword to rebuild Jinjago in Ninjago, so he can marry Nia and get immense power. After Nia is struck by poison, Jay forces Notakon to rewind time to before the teapot was found, causing everyone but Jay and Nia to forget what happened. On the Day of the Departed, Cole starts to fade out of existence, so he travels to Sensei Yang's temple to take revenge. Yang reawakens statues of past enemies of the ninja to take their place among the living. Morrow warns Wu what's happening with the statues, and they are all defeated by the ninja. Cole flies through a rift, which turns him back into a human. Wu waits at the monastery.
I swear, this lore, again, I really need to stop complaining here, because this is the lore of, like, a much longer series. This isn't, like, a modern streaming series is, like, 12 or 8 episodes. This was, like, multiple seasons. Actually, was it? How many seasons did Ninjago actually have? Wait, I'm sorry, it lasted all the way up to 2019? 8 seasons. Jeez, okay. Yeah, okay, now I can see why the lore keeps jumping around and being so extreme to... It just goes on forever! Wow! Okay! So we got pilots, seasons 1... Oh, wait, no! Okay, so these weren't full year seasons, but we got the pilots, season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there was a special, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, another special, for 15 seasons! Wait, these ones came out in 2022! But then what was at the top of the page talking about where it lasted until 2019? What? I knew Ninjago was pretty popular for its time. I had no idea it had such long staying power.
The time rift to reopen and release Acronics. The two fight with Wu starting to rapidly age. Crux and Acronics
he was already really old.
3 time blades to power a time machine they built called the Iron Doom. Ray and Maya are found by Kai, but him and Nia are forced to collect the final Time Blade to stop Wu's aging. The Time Twins use the Iron Doom to travel back in time to when they fled in the Rift, with Kai, Nia, and Wu following them. They stop the Time Twins and use one of the blades to stop Wu's aging, but in their last fight, Wu sends Kai and Nia back to the present, while he stays on board to fend off the twins. In their final battle, Wu begins to de-age back to a baby. A year after Wu's disappearance, the ninja continue to search for him while protecting Ninjago. Misako finds baby Wu, but the two are captured by Princess Harumi and her new biker gang called the Sons of Garmadon.
Man, just going from there to biker gang, talk about a downgrade.
Harumi sends a robot named Mr. E to steal the Oni Mask of Vengeance. The Sons of Garmadon
okay, now we're getting back into the Onis and the dragons.
The Oni Mask of Deception, while killing the royal family in the process. Harumi keeps her involvement a secret from the ninja. They also find Master Wu. Lloyd and Harumi find the Oni Mask of Hatred in one of the Oni temples, with Harumi revealing her hatred towards the ninja and escaping. She uses the mask to perform a ritual at the Temple of Resurrection to bring back Garmadon's evil side back from the departed realm. The ninjas stop her, but Garmadon still pushes through and is reborn. Lloyd and Garmadon fight, with Lloyd losing the battle and his powers. The ninja manage to save him, with the help from one of Wu's old friends, Mistake, who gives them Traveler's Tea. The ninja try to stop Garmadon's huge colossus, but are almost crushed. They use the Traveler's Tea to escape to another realm. Lloyd and Nia are...
Oh, that's why it's called Traveler's Tea. Okay. What is this, Fallout? As it just reminds me of, like, in Fallout London, where it's just like, it doesn't matter what you're addicted to. All you need is a pot of green tea, and you get over that addiction just perfectly. Then again, going back to Fallout London, why is dog food addictive?
Left in Ninjago to fight Garmadon's forces, while Kai, Cole, Zane, Jay, and Wu are sent to the First Realm. The four ninja and Wu are hunted down by dragon hunters led by Iron Baron. They escape and head off to find the first Spinjitzu Master's dragon armor, which he wore in the Dragon and Oni War. They get help from Faith, an ex-dragon hunter. After being chased into Oni
Why are they all, like, 100% pale? Is that just, like, a side effect of hunting dragons? Or is that, like, you know, white face paint and everything?
It's revealed that the Oni had left the realm a long time ago. A growing Wu is taken by Iron Baron to collect the dragon armor for himself. The mother dragon, Firstborn, kills Iron Baron and helps Wu and the ninja get back to Ninjago. While all this is going on, Garmadon rises to power and sends the Sons of Garmadon to hunt down Lloyd. Lloyd creates a resistance consisting of him, Nia, Pixel, Skylar, Dareth, Mistake, and other elemental masters.
Okay. I gotta say this. So, I mean, for the most part, when it seems like when they actually have, you know, characters made out of Lego in this show, you know, they actually, you know, hands can move and stuff like that. Why does he, with those giant metal hands, why are they literally just the, like, you know, the immovable Lego pieces, while everybody else has movable hands? Like, are those gloves? What are those?
They sneak into Borg Tower and broadcast a message to the people of Ninjago to rise up and fight against Garmadon. They are tracked back to their hideout. Everyone except Lloyd, Nia, Skylar, Dareth, and Mistake are captured, with Mistake revealing she was an Oni sent to watch the first Spinjitzu Master. She is killed by Garmadon, but Skylar absorbs his powers and tries to use them against him. A tug of war for the giant colossus results in Harumi being crushed under a building and killed. Wu and the other ninja arrive back in Ninjago, reuniting with everyone. Kai, Cole, Zane, and Jay deal with the Colossus, while Wu and Lloyd confront Garmadon. They defeat him, and Lloyd gets his powers back, while Garmadon loses his. Before being locked up, Garmadon tells Lloyd that something is coming. Lloyd later figures out.
You know, so I'm assuming that this isn't the original Garmadon, the one that became good. This is the evil essence that was pulled out of him, and then it kind of was forged into its own person. But the fact that, like, you depower the evil side just to being a normal dude with 4 hands and just throw him in jail, like, that is really funny.
Out that Garmadon was talking about the Oni. In the Departed Realm, the Overlord strikes a deal with Harumi.
Oh, you're still here!
She starts buying Vengestone from King Vengel.
And now this guy is Lego again. Okay. So it seems like that was just a weird flashback of the cartoon people before. Okay.
Which is a substance that can block elemental powers. The Oni begin to invade Ninjago through the Realm Crystal, So the ninja free Garmadon to help them stop the Oni. Garmadon gets his powers back, and him and Lloyd destroy the realm crystal, but it was all for naught, as all the Oni had already arrived. They use the golden armor worn by the Overlord to hold off the Oni while they escape. Kai reforges the golden armor back into the golden weapons, and they all use the Tornado of Creation to defeat the Oni. Garmadon disappears. The ninja explore an ancient serpentine tomb with an adventurer named Clutch Powers.
Clutch Powers! Oh, I remember him! Yeah! Though, in my heart, forever, Clutch Powers will always just be a second-rate Johnny Thunder. Any Lego fans out there, make sure to like the video if you remember Johnny Thunder.
Unleash Asphira back into the world. She steals Kai's powers and resurrects her army to search for the forbidden scrolls of Spinjitzu.
You're alive! Ah!
So she can enact her revenge on Wu. She is successful in getting one of the scrolls, but the ninja used the second scroll to fight her off. Zane uses the scroll to freeze Asphira, but before she is fully frozen, she tries to blast Wu, but Zane jumps in the way. He is sent to the Netherrealm, loses his memories, and is manipulated by an outcast formling called Vex. They take over the Emperor of the Realm and turn all of his men into Blizzard Samurai. Vex would confront the formlings, giving them a chance to join the Ice Emperor.
Why is there just cartoon? Why are these cartoons instead of Lego? What is going on here? What was this from?
But they refuse. The Ice Emperor would come back later to freeze them all, except for a young girl named Akita. Wu tries to go to the Netherrealm himself to save Zane, but the ninja go in his place. They are given food and shelter by the village, and they learn of the Ice Emperor's tyranny. Lloyd decides to go find Zane alone, while the others stay to protect the village. Zane meets Akita, who is wanting revenge on the Ice Emperor. The whole village is frozen by the Ice Emperor's dragon, with the ninja being unaffected. Kai destroys the Ice Dragon after regaining his powers, while Lloyd confronts the Ice Emperor. Zane gets his memories back and restores the realm. Vex is banished, and the ninja return to Ninjago. A villain called the Mechanic tries to steal a motherboard, which the ninja take back. They find an arcade machine in the Mechanic's hideout, which Jay puts the motherboard into. He physically enters the game known as Prime Empire, with every arcade machine changing to Prime Empire, causing other people to enter as well. Kai, Cole, Nia, and Lloyd enter the game to free Jay and the other gamers, while Zane, Pixel, and Wu find the game's creator, Milton Dyer.
Okay. So in this fantasy series with, like, granted, it's made of Lego, but, like, so we have Onis, dragons fighting, magic, and now Tron. Okay.
The ninja find Jay and play through the game to collect 3 katanas to face the game itself, Unagami. Everyone but Jay gets
the actual game
cubes,
itself,
leaving him to face Unagami himself. The cubes are used to power a portal to the real world, and Umagami passes over. He reunites with Daya and releases all the trapped gamers, as well as the ninja. The ninja get invited to Shintaro for Princess Vanya's birthday. Cole and Vanya discover the dungeons under Shintaro, and the ninja head down to investigate. They rescue some of the Geckles and Muns and are separated, but manage to unite both species to face King Vangelis, also known as the Skull Sorcerer. Their assault isn't successful, and they are locked up. King Vangelis reveals his identity to Cole, Wu, and Vanya, and then sends them down the deepest part of Shintaro. With help from the adventurers Vangelis sent down before, they free everyone, with Cole facing the Skull Sorcerer.
Jeez, okay, that's okay. Now, I'm trying to get back to this, but, like, how, granted, I mean, like, in this show, it doesn't seem like there actually is, you know, an actual time scale of things. Like, we have the order of events, but not, like, how long ago. Because, like, with everything that's happened, either the creation of the world did not happen that long ago, and the world is very young. Thus, why you have these people being able to like, exist over such long, like, stretched tracts of history and stuff like that. Or time has not actually been invented yet, and these people just don't die. Because, like, those guys were dropped down there, like, a long time ago.
He defeats him with the Spinjitzu Burst, and Vangelis is imprisoned. Vanya is promoted to Queen of Shintaro. Since Vangelis' mining has stopped, Harumi is forced to smuggle Vengestone through criminals. Ronin uses criminals to trick the residents of the Island of the Keepers into giving them all their riches by pretending to be Wojira. Misako, Wu, and Clutch Powers travel to the Uncharted Island and are captured by the Keepers.
Also, I just realized that, like, the other thing, because I remember there was a Clutch Powers, like, movie or something like that, and he was cleanly shaven there and didn't have an eye patch. What happened to him? Again, just knock off Johnny Thunder, man.
believing that they're after the Storm Amulet. The ninja head to the island on a rescue mission, but are captured as well. The islanders plan to sacrifice Jay to the fake Wojira, but the ninja catch on to the scheme. They rescue Jay and apprehend the criminals and Ronin. Meanwhile, in Ninjago's oceans, Prince Kalmar discovers the Temple of Wojira and starts to run experiments on the sleeping Wojira. These experiments cause Nia to lose control of her powers. The ninja investigate and discover Merlopia. Kalmar kills his father, takes the throne, and blames the attack on the ninja. Kalmar's adopted brother Benthama helps the ninja escape.
Adopted, yeah, he's a human, basically.
And they all fight with Kalmar over the Storm Amulet. Kalmar is successful in awakening Wojira, and Ninjago is flooded. Kalmar is eaten by Wojira after he loses control, and Nia sacrifices herself by becoming one with the sea, like Niad did. Wojira is defeated, and the ninja hold a funeral for Nia. The ninja go their separate ways, and
when is she going to come back to life, I'm wondering, because so far we've had several people come back to life several times each at this point. Like, at this point, they're starting to give Marvel and DC, a run for their money.
Benthama becomes king of Merlopia. The newly elected president creates his own ninja team in their absence. The new ninja capture Pythor and come in conflict with the old ninja after investigating another shipment of Vengestone. Nia regains her memories and tries to find her way back to her friends. They break Asphira out of prison to absorb Nia's powers, successfully unmerging her with the sea. These actions cause the ninja to go to prison, while Asphira is recruited by Harumi, as well as Pythor, Vangelis, the Mechanic, and the newly rebuilt Mr. E, forming the Council of the Crystal King. Dareth and Nia break the ninja out of prison to investigate, but
that does not look like a what was that?
Lloyd is captured by Harumi. The council burns down the monastery and steals the golden weapons to restore the Overlord to a physical form. Lloyd escapes and the Overlord sends his Vengestone army to attack Ninjago. Almost everyone in Ninjago is turned into a crystal zombie, so the ninja team up with Garmadon. They gather as many people as they can and reach out to anyone that can help. Lloyd and Garmadon confront the Overlord, who reveals he was behind Garmadon's corruption. Harumi also realizes that the Overlord was responsible for the death of her parents.
Wait, they only just realized now that he was responsible for the corruption? Wow, okay, talk about that being hidden for a long time.
And joins the fight against him. The ninja fend off the zombies with help from Shintaro, the Melopians, the Islanders, and the Serpentine, as well as all the citizens of Ninjago. The Overlord and the Crystal Council are defeated, with Kai, Cole, Jay, and Zane losing their powers and the golden weapons. In the realm of Imperium, a young girl named Anna creates a photech which can make physical creatures. This invention gets the attention of Dr. Luo. After getting a tour
how's
of
this going to
laboratory,
turn evil?
Anna discovers a captured dragon and a weaponized version of her photech device. She refuses to work for her, with her parents and the kingdom.
There we go, okay.
In Ninjago, a boy named Aaron dreams of becoming a ninja, but a massive event known as the Merge smashes together all the realms and separate Aaron from his parents. The Merge causes the ninja to also get split up across the new world. Imperium takes the opportunity to hunt down more dragons. Lloyd and Kai meet up again.
Jeez, the dragons can just not get a break now, can they? They're always being hunted. Like, okay, they're supposed to be like the beings of creation, where the Oni were the ones of destruction. Like, why not hunt the Oni? They're the ones that are like, okay, never mind.
Mergequake, which involves a realm trying to merge with them. Kai goes off on his own to learn more about the Mergequakes, while Lloyd stays at the monastery to protect what's left of Ninjago. Several years later, the people of the realms begin to coexist, and Aaron and Anna, going by Sora now, become friends. They discover a small source dragon named Ryu being hunted by Imperium, and Lloyd rescues them all. He discovers Aaron's self-taught spinjitzu and Sora's elemental power of technology. Kai and Nia meet up again with Lloyd.
The element of technology. Okay. I mean, at this point, when are we going to see the element of surprise?
And help stop Mergequakes across the land. They find Zane in the Imperium Monastery, which is connected to their monastery. The ruler of the realm, Bellatrix, plans her next attack on the ninja.
Lestrange?
I hope that satisfied your hunger for a story. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna get back to my reading.
Oh, so wait, that's just where it ends? Wow, okay. Okay, so granted, I kind of knew what I was getting into here with this, because, like, especially with what is evidently a very long-running show, the lore can get kind of funky at a certain point. But, like, oh, God. Please don't tell me, was Ninjago canceled and they never got the chance to actually finish that storyline? Because that ended very abruptly. Okay, and I'm just like looking at the comments here, like Dr. Julian passed away again due to old age, which again, like thinking back to that, that's funny because like not only did he pass away again, he passed away to old age again. Oh God, honestly, again, that was one of those things where like I don't think I ever really grew out of Ninjago. It was more just the fact that it moved out of the time slots that I usually watched it at. So, and that's where it just kind of grew exponentially, apparently. Really, I mean, that went everywhere. It was like just constant spikes just going everywhere. It was like that one SpongeBob meme. We're not talking about this or this, we're talking about this. But again, what do you expect for a show that went on for 8 years, had 15 seasons? God, honestly, maybe one of these days that'd be one of those things that like I actually go back and actually watch the series, because like I remember watching the show. But I don't remember that much about the show or what happens in it. Like, of course, I have, you know, the Cliff Notes version right here. But like, even just in this half-hour video, looking at my recording, I've somehow stretched out to an hour-long, you know, raw footage that, you know, that's going to be cut down a bit, hopefully. But like, there was a lot that happened there, and I'm going to be completely honest there. I forgot like the majority of the people's names in that. Like, there were so many people that like were just named, and then they did something, and then they did something, and then they died or just disappeared or something like that. Again, like, it's one of those things where, like, I'd have to actually watch the show and get myself to know the characters, or get to know the characters again more accurately to actually, like, comprehend what really just happened. Oh, God, yeah. But, yeah, that's definitely going to be it for now. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not. And if you like this video and want me to watch more Tom Critic stuff, like, suggest other videos I can watch in the comment section. And I'll, depending on how well this video does, I'll look into watching them. But yeah, that's definitely going to be it for now. So yeah, of course, as always, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.